people sometimes forget, and maybe hopefully they haven't at this point, that John Kelly was a scumbag even before he got into the White House when he was the head of Department of Homeland Security and started ICE's reign of terror amongst immigrants in this country. Now, here he is. Now, John Kelly, I would say, it appears to me he's put on about 20 pounds since he moved over to the White House.
A lot of stress eating, John?
A lot of stress eating.
Yeah, feeling the pressure.
I'm wearing the boss's
general.
shirt.
I thought you were a general.
Here he is at the Department of Homeland Security, reminiscing about the good old days where he could really make this reign of terror operative.
What an eating machine.
I would just open by saying I have almost no right to be up here on this stage. I mean, I was in the department.
You have every right to
be
here.
And I miss every one of you every day. I went... Truly, at 6 months, the last thing I wanted to do was walk away from one of the great honors of my life, being the Secretary of Homeland Security. But I did something wrong, and God punished me, I guess.
You know, when a guy goes out and says stuff like this, you get the feeling he thinks he's on the outs, right? I mean, you get the feeling that he's like, I'm going to go out there and I see the writing on the wall and I'm going to be gone. You wonder. I mean, that's everything else we have seen from John Kelly has been a guy who's completely deferential to his boss. He knows his boss is going to see that.
It didn't quite come off like the self-deprecating joke he meant it to sound like.
Yeah.
Well, he went there twice. Like, he reiterated it to make sure everyone got what I'm saying.
Like, I'm not going to be cowed. Meanwhile, there's another guy who is working the other side of the fence. The Mooch. The shortest tenure in presidential history for anybody for anything.
I wasn't calling him short. I was saying it was a short tenure.
Here he is. The Scaramucci is on CNN New Day. And I guess he's upset about what happened to Hope Hicks, but he is basically beginning and continuing his assault on John Kelly. Remember, it was John Kelly who fired the Mooch. Here he is.
But I'll tell you what I don't like about it, okay? I talked a little bit of smack about two guys that we were trying to get rid of. He fires me in 5 seconds. These guys are smacking up their wives, and he's trying to figure out a way to keep them inside the White House. So it's very dishonest to me. So
not a bad point there from the little guy.
Not a bad point. How much do you think do you think like he has a team that came up with that?
The Scaramucci post writing stuff?
Yeah.
No, the smack thing. Like, I'm talking smack, but they're actually smacking. That whole little construct that he's got there.
I'll give him. I think he could have constructed that on his own.
That's his natural talent.
I feel like that's like his highest calling.
I got news for you. We could have the Mooch after all. He could be back.
Which is a shame because I'd really like to host him.
Oh, on the program?
Yeah.
You think he would come on right now? Why not?
Honestly, why not? Maybe we should figure it out. He does follow me on Twitter.